91 years. Yermi Seki's Grammy Ödülü. Over 100 million records sold. These are just a few of the staggering numbers that defined Quincy Jones's career. But behind these impressive statistics lies a story of perseverance, innovation, and unparalleled musical genius. In this video, we'll take you on a journey through the life and times of Q, revealing the man behind the music and the impact he had on artists and listeners alike. Let's talk about this man who shaped the sound of modern music, gave us chart toppers we still jam to, and worked with artists we can only dream of meeting. Jones was born in Chicago in 1933, and he didn't exactly have the cushiest start in life. He grew up during the Great Depression and faced more obstacles than an Olympic hurdler. But even as a kid, he had a knack for music. He started out by playing the trumpet, which in retrospect may have saved us all from a world without Quincy Jones's magic touch on records. In his early years, Quincy played with Ray Charles. Yes, the Ray Charles. Fun fact, Quincy and Ray were childhood friends. Imagine having Ray Charles as your childhood buddy. I bet their sleepovers were pretty epic, or maybe they just argued over who had the better jazz riffs. Either way, Quincy's talent led him to the big leagues early, and he moved to New York City to make it big. Fast forward to the 1960s, and Quincy Jones was already making his mark in Hollywood. He became one of the first black music directors in film, working on scores for films like The Pawnbroker and In Cold Blood. Here's where he really started breaking boundaries, making way for more African-American composers in Hollywood. Talk about changing the game. Quincy didn't just change it. By the time the 70s hit, he was already a powerhouse, and then came his partnership with Michael Jackson. Oh, now we're getting into the big leagues. Quincy produced Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. Just Thriller alone sold more than 100 million copies. Imagine the pressure of producing music for Michael Jackson and making it work on that level. It's like being asked to make spaghetti, and you end up with a 3-course Michelin star meal that people are still talking about decades later. Quincy's ability to bring out the best in Michael Jackson redefined pop music for generations. Jones wasn't just good at spotting talent. He was a master at crafting sounds that appealed to everyone, from jazz lovers to pop fans to rock enthusiasts. He once said, "I'm a chameleon," and he wasn't kidding. He could switch from jazz to pop to hip-hop without missing a beat. Just think about the diversity. Working with artists from Frank Sinatra to Tupac Shakur. It's as if there was a musical universe, and Quincy Jones was its sun, orbiting everyone else. Speaking of creating stars, Quincy was also one of the masterminds behind We Are the World, the charity anthem that brought together music's biggest names to raise funds for Africa. Who else could have convinced that many egos to sing in harmony? He famously put a sign at the studio door that read, "Check your egos at the door." And the song? It became one of the biggest charity anthems ever. Quincy's influence went way beyond music. He showed the world that art could bring real change. But let's not forget Quincy Jones, the man. The legend had 22 Grammy Awards to his name, second only to the classical conductor Georg Solti. Just think about that for a second. 22 Grammys. Most artists dream of getting just one. Quincy probably had a Grammy room in his house, and I like to imagine him saying, "Oh, this old thing? Just my 22nd Grammy." Humble, right? So what can we learn from Quincy Jones's life? He was relentless, versatile, and always willing to push boundaries. He never stopped creating, learning, and inspiring others. He taught us that music is a universal language that connects people from all walks of life. And his impact on the world of music will forever be felt. Now that Quincy has moved on to the big jazz club in the sky, he's probably up there jamming with Ray Charles, Frank Sinatra, and Ella Fitzgerald. I can only imagine the heavenly jam sessions they're having right now. Thank you, Quincy, for the soundtrack of our lives. You taught us the power of music and left us with memories that will last forever. Quincy may be gone, but legends like him never truly die. They live on in their music, in their art, and in the lives they touch. Thank you all for joining me in celebrating the life of Quincy Jones. If you've got a favorite Quincy track or memory, drop it in the comments below. Let's keep his legacy alive by sharing his music, his stories, and his impact. And remember, if you ever feel inspired to pick up a new skill or chase a lifelong dream, think of Quincy. He did it all, and so can you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and keep that love for music alive. Quincy Jones may have left us, but his music will live on forever.